Let us look briefly at after-earth life. We have said in lecture number 2 and 3 that the spirit has 4 material bodies and 3 spiritual aspects that connect it to the 7 worlds, the last of the worlds being this physical world. At death, when a person dies, the records of his activities in the physical world that are contained in the seed atom are uploaded. Those records are played into the next bodies. The records are uploaded into the higher bodies, starting with the vital body, then the desire body, and finally the mind. The records are played and carried along. The spirit goes through the spiritual world stage by stage, using and assimilating the records. So the records that the spirit has generated, depending on the life that it has led on earth, they are uploaded and the spirit carries those records along. They will be played to it. All of them not at the same time, not in one spiritual world, but one world after the other. Mind you, the spirit has bodies that connect it to the various worlds. The first records are played back to it, starting with the low and the base desires that it gathered during earth life. It means that the first records that are played to the spirit is in terms of the low desires that it has built by itself. The records are first played in the lower region of the desire world, because that is where the spirit will first go through, the lower region of the desire world. This lower region is called purgatory or hell in popular Christianity teachings. You may not know it, but that is how the Western wisdom teachings describe that. It is not a pleasant place because it is populated by horrible beings, monsters and demons, whose pleasure is wickedness, because these low desires attract horrible beings like that. So when you are going through that world, they surely will attack you. The spirit now using the desire body. Mind you, after death, the spirit does not use this physical body anymore. It now uses the desire body, not the dense body or the vital body. The spirit suffers for its wrong desires and misdeeds until it finally realized that the purpose of life on earth was not about the vanity of materiality and sensuality. It is not about money, power, and popularity, lands and buildings, stock markets, businesses, cars and luxuries, food and drinks, parties and enjoyment. The purpose of life is not about that. It is neither about wife, husband, and children, friends and foes, social status or respect. No, the purpose of life goes beyond that. Having been thoroughly purged in the lower region of the desire world, the spirit develops what we call conscience. So it is not punishment, but it's to build into the spirit conscience for it to know and decipher the wrong from the right. Until that is achieved, the spirit cannot levitate to the first heaven. Until that realization comes to the spirit in purgatory or in hell, it can never levitate to the first heaven. But once achieved, the spirit goes on to the first heaven, where records of its good deeds, the good things that it has done on earth, are played to enhance its joy. The essence of playing the good deeds to the spirit in the first heaven is to strengthen virtue, the good things that it has done on earth. These qualities of conscience and virtue are built into the threefold aspect of the virgin spirit, namely the divine spirit aspect, the life spirit aspect, and the human spirit aspect. These aspects are strengthened in the spirit. The integrated qualities make who we are and our level of spirituality and the status of the spirit. A person may lead a comfortable life on earth from ill-gotten wealth, but one has to suffer for it after death. No two ways about it, because the means of acquisition are wrong. And secondly, the person has nothing good to integrate into his or her spirit. That person, therefore, becomes slow in spiritual development. On earth, the person may enjoy it, thinking that he or she is living a comfortable life. But no, the suffering for the wrong things is even more than what pertains in the physical world. The suffering for the wrong things in the spiritual world will even be more than what pertains in the physical world. In effect, it is only the amount of good work done by the Spirit on earth. We're talking about the right action, the lofty desires, the good thoughts, and the edifying words. Only those qualities can be extracted and integrated into the Spirit. That is to say, nothing can be built into the Spirit as good qualities if it has not previously worked for it. The Spirit then goes on to the second heaven, where it continues to work. It then proceeds to the third heaven, which is actually the real home of the Spirit. There, in the third heaven, it rests, and having been rejuvenated, a time comes that the Spirit becomes so rejuvenated that it desires and wills to come back into the physical world, to continue its experience gathering, to become like God, a creative intelligence. The ultimate is to use the word and also become a creative intelligence like God. Having taken that decision, heaven willed that the Spirit then descends through the spiritual worlds. Just as it climbs to the spiritual world, so it descends when it wants to come back into earth life. It comes into its earthly home in the womb.
Anxiety, filling up every space, no privacy. And silently, it could build and build until you finally see, whoa, it's taking over, damn no closure, moving closer. No exposure, I just wanna be a loner. Some can't stay sober, looking over all the